Skyline of what could be. In the year 2026, the New York skyline rises like a promise kept. The Twin Towers still stand, not as relics of the past, but as monuments to a future that never broke. Their silver faces catch the morning sun the same way they did decades ago, but everything around them has changed. The world has changed. And the story of these towers is the story of a world that never felt the shockwave of their loss. At street level, the plaza is alive. Thousands of people move through it every hour, a river of workers, tourists, dreamers, and innovators. The sound of footsteps blends with the hum of drones delivering packages overhead and the distant echo of subway trains beneath the city. The towers rise above it all, taller in spirit than in steel, symbols of a world that stayed on its original path. Inside the North Tower, the lobby is a cathedral of glass and light. Digital art walls shift with the time of day, showing everything from global markets to live feeds of Earth from orbit. Security is present but subtle, shaped by decades of technological evolution rather than reaction to tragedy. People pass through with a sense of normalcy, unaware of how different this world could have been. The observation deck is busier than ever. Tourists from every continent press against the glass, taking in a view that stretches from the Statue of Liberty to the far reaches of the Bronx. The skyline is denser now, filled with super-tall towers that grew in the shadow of the originals. But the Twin Towers remain the anchors, the reference points, the giants that shaped the city's identity. In this timeline, the financial world never experienced the shock that reshaped global policy. The early 2000s were marked not by war, but by accelerated globalization. Trade agreements expanded, international cooperation deepened. The world still faced challenges, but they unfolded differently, without the fracture that defined another reality. The towers became the center of that global momentum, a crossroads where nations met, negotiated, and built the future. By 2026, the South Tower houses the World Innovation Forum, a gathering place for scientists, entrepreneurs, and leaders pushing the boundaries of technology. Entire floors are dedicated to artificial intelligence research, climate solutions, and space exploration. The tower's upper levels glow at night with the soft blue light of labs working around the clock. From the outside, it looks like the building itself is thinking. On the roof, a new addition stands out, a circular landing pad for electric air taxis. They glide in and out silently, carrying passengers across the city in minutes. The Twin Towers were retrofitted for this new era, blending their classic architecture with the demands of a futuristic world. They are old and new at the same time, timeless yet constantly evolving. The people who work here feel the weight of that legacy. They walk the same halls that generations before them walked, but they carry a different kind of responsibility. They know the towers are more than offices. They are symbols of stability, continuity, and the belief that progress is possible without catastrophe. Outside, the city pulses with energy. Times Square is brighter, Central Park is greener. The subways run cleaner and faster thanks to decades of uninterrupted investment. New York remains a global capital, but in this world, it never had to rebuild its spirit. It simply kept growing. The cultural impact of the towers is everywhere. Movies still feature them as the backdrop of ambition. Artists still paint them as the pillars of the American dream. Musicians still reference them as the place where hope touches the sky. They are not memorials, they are milestones. But the most profound change is invisible. Without the trauma that reshaped global politics, the world of 2026 is more interconnected. Borders are still guarded, but cooperation is stronger. Surveillance exists, but not at the scale it reached in another timeline. The internet is more open, less fractured by fear. International travel is easier. Diplomacy is more stable. The ripple effects of one day that never happened reach into every corner of life. Yet the towers are not untouched by history. They carry the weight of what could have been. People still look at them and wonder about the fragility of peace, the thin line between normalcy and chaos. They stand as reminders that the world can change in an instant, even if it never did here. As the sun sets, the towers glow gold, then orange, then deep red as the city lights flicker on. From a distance, they look like two beacons guiding the world forward. Inside, offices buzz with activity, meetings continue, ideas flow, deals are made, futures are shaped. And as night settles over New York, the Twin Towers stand tall, unchanged yet transformed, guardians of a world that kept its course, a world that never broke, a world that grew upward instead of rebuilding from ashes. This is the story of 2026 in a timeline where the towers still rise above the city, a timeline where the world moved forward without the shadow of loss, a timeline where hope remained uninterrupted. And every night, as the lights of the towers shine across the Hudson, they remind the world of one simple truth. Sometimes the future we imagine is not as powerful as the future we preserve.